All right, Coach's Corner, number 19, my top three leadership books. For many, many years, I've read dozens of leadership books, and it's been a kind of a passion of mine developing leadership within my teams and my staff, myself. So these are my top three all-time leadership books, and it's interesting because I've been reading these books for, I don't know, 30 or 25, 30 years, and two of my top three I've read in the last year and a half. So a lot of new stuff, a lot of good stuff coming out recently. Now, the first one I'm going to talk about is the gold standard book in leadership, in my opinion, John Maxwell's 21 Irrefutable Laws of Leadership. I didn't realize until I was doing a little research for this video, but John Maxwell has written over 100 books. Most of them on leadership. And this was, my assumption was that the 21 Irrefutable Laws of Leadership was his first leadership book. In reality, it was his 20th. But it's just a fantastic guide for, really evaluating what is leadership, a multitude, 21 elements of leadership that you may have not considered. And it's just a powerful information guide for leadership. It gives you the 21 laws that he has generated, and really how to apply them in your life, in your leadership, in your work, and how to improve upon them. They're all things that we all have to some degree, and we're all aware of on a surface level. But he goes really deep into each of the 21 laws in this, and really, really powerful work. Now, I used it. I taught a leadership class in Leslie many years ago, and used it as the textbook in that class. It was not necessarily written in a way that the high school students necessarily enjoyed reading. So it's probably it's not light reading. I'll leave it at that. But really, really powerful book, and Maxwell's really the premier voice in leadership. The next one is my favorite, Simon Sinek's Start With Why. He's also got a great TED Talk, which is really how I was introduced to his work as well. But really talks about how that companies, teams, and leaders that focus on why they do things, what is their core purpose, are the ones that are the most successful, more so than those that focus on the what or the why. And employees that really talks a lot about younger employees, millennials, and how you can help them be successful. They've got a bad rap about that they're unmotivated and lazy and so on. But if you can focus your purpose on your why, folks really jump in on that and feel like they're doing meaningful work, and really are more effective. And I think one of the things, as I look back on my coaching career, one of the things that helped us be successful is that, and I didn't know this because I just read this book in the last year, but that we were focused on what our real purpose was. That it was not just about winning football games and championships and doing all those things. It was really about building young men into husbands and fathers and leaders in their community, and we kept that central to everything that we did. Simon Sinek also has a great podcast called A Bit of Optimism that I'm addicted to, so you can check that out as well. And the last of my top three leadership books is The Twin Thieves. Just read this in the last year on the recommendation of Kevin Kelly, the no punt onside kick football coach. But that's a powerful fable that exposes the twin thieves that keep people and organizations, teams down: the fear of failure and the fear of judgment. And as you go through this book, it really brings home the point that really is what keeps people from being successful. Being afraid to fail and being fearful of other people's judgment. And it's really true. And if you can get past the fact that failure is permanent, that failure is just a thing that happens, and you really need to fail in order to be successful, if you can get through that and then begin to stop letting what others think of you affect how you feel about yourself, you can really get yourself going in a powerful way. And it's within the context of a football coach and a football team, but it really easily applies to really any kind of organization. It's great for a book study for a team, for your leadership council, for your staff. I used it with my coaching staff at Western High School. All of our head coaches, well, we did a retreat and I gave them this book as something to read, and got a lot of positive feedback from a lot of the coaches on our staff. So I'd really, really highly recommend The Twin Thieves. All right. So that's our top 3 leadership books: 21 Irrefutable Laws of Leadership by John Maxwell, Know Your Why by Simon Sinek, and The Twin Thieves. And that's written by Steve Jones and Lucas Jaden. All right. Have a great week. Apply this leadership stuff to your work as a coach, and it'll pay huge dividends for you in terms of developing your own leadership, developing the leadership within your coaching staff and within your teams. So have a great week, and make sure that you're being that coach that your kids need you to be.